All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do section 2.5, problem number 2. And in this problem is asking you, we have to solve several things, but ultimately we have to find out what is the area of the defensive area of the field. Now, the length of the field, it tells us that it's 10 yards less than twice its width, and the perimeter is 340 yards. So if I write this down, the length is 2 times the width, 10 yards less than 2 times the width. So when it says less than, that usually goes behind whatever it is that they're telling you that is less than. The perimeter is 340 yards, and it's also telling us that the defensive area is 7/25 of the total area of the field. And so that's sufficient information for us to solve some of the things that we need in order to get ultimately to the final answer, which is this right here, which is what we're looking for. Now we know that the area of a field, if it's a rectangular field, is length times the width. So we need the values of those in order to calculate the total area. Now we also know that perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, right? If it's a rectangle. And so we're going to go ahead and put the 340 yards here because that's our perimeter. We're going to go 2 times the length, and the length is 2w. 10 yards less than 2 times the width, plus 2w, right? We don't need to do anything else with the 2w. So I'm going to do distributive property, which is going to be 4w minus 20 plus 2w. I'm going to bring down the 340. And when I combine like terms, I get 6w minus 20 is equal to 340. And then if I add the 20 to both sides, because I do want to isolate that the width, right, that variable. Oops, sorry. And so I end up with 6w is equal to 360. And so what happens here now is that I have to divide, right, both sides by 6. And so I divide both sides by 6 here, and I get that the width is equal to 60. So in this problem, the width for this particular field is equal to 60 yards. So now we know up here we said that the length is 2w minus 10. So then if the width is 60 yards, I'm going to go ahead and write this over here, then the length is going to be 2 times 60 minus 10. So it's going to be 120 minus 10, which is going to give us 110 yards. So the length of this particular field is equal to 110 yards, and the width is 60 yards. Now I'm going to go ahead and find the area. So the area is going to be equal to 110 times 60. And so all I have to do is multiply those, and I get 6,600 square yards. So the total area for this particular field is 6,600 square yards. Now I know that the defensive area is 7/25 of the total area. So then what I'm going to do then is my final answer, which is this, is going to be 7/25 times 6,600. And so if I multiply the 6,600 times 7, I get 46,200 divided by 25. And if I divide that by 25, I get that the total defensive area is 1,848 square yards. And that's the answer to section 2.5, number 2. Thank you.